had it written?
I've like had it in my head written.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you need to review it at all? Do you want me to be here? Or you just kind of need to.
Just give me a second.
Okay. Love you.
I love you too. What are you doing, Bubba?
We gotta say it as much as
we do need to say it as much as possible. Fuck yeah, that's a great thing. Thank you for that. I agree.
Like,
men don't do it enough.
Men don't do it enough.
Yeah. Right. You ready?
I'm ready, good sir.
All right. Welcome to Life's Greatest Hits. I'm Jason Earle.
And I am Jordan Foley.
Here's how it goes. Each episode, one of us chooses a vinyl. The two of us get together and listen one time through. Then we discuss our takeaways. On this episode, we will be listening to Planting by the Signs by S.G. Goodman.
Hell yeah.
S.G. Goodman is a singer and songwriter from Hickman, Kentucky, who now makes her home in Murray, Kentucky. This is our second Kentucky artist in a row.
Yeah, we're going to be discussing that. That is a topic of conversation today.
Yes, we are. We both just got back from Kentucky.
That's
Speaking
right.
of which, her debut album, Old Time Feeling, which was co-produced by Jim James of My Morning Jacket, burst her onto the scene. That record was followed by the incredible Teeth Marks, and today we're going to talk about her recently released and acclaimed by everybody who's fucking listened to it, Planting by the Signs, which is high on my list for my second favorite album of the year because Jason made a record this year.
Yeah. But it's
also,
up there.
Yeah, it's
up
up
there.
there.
It's up there for me.
Yeah.
But
All
it's
right.
in my top 10.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
pretty big too, because I have I think I'm over 100 albums that I've listened to.
dude,
so
and then
that's big.
We're recording this on a Saturday on the 27th, and yesterday a bunch of amazing records got released.
So many great records.
And
yesterday.
Planting by the Signs is still up there. We need to save a lot of this for the actual conversation.
Yeah.
But man, I'm stoked for this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Without further ado, should we go ahead and give
Let's do it.
Planting by the Signs a listen?
Let's do it.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, here we go.
Hey guys, so over the last couple years, my hat collection has grown, but these wide brim hats I got from Two Roads Hat Company have become my absolute favorites. I am very excited to let you know that I now have a partnership going with Two Roads Hat Company. Head on over to tworoadshatco.com, pick out your favorite hat. They have so many to choose from. They have felt, straw, wide brim, short brim. They have trucker hats. They have beanies, you name it. Be sure to use the discount code FOLEY15 and get yourself 15% off of your order. Again, that's tworoadshatco.com. FOLEY15 in all caps will get you 15% off your order at Two Roads Hat Company.
All right, man. 5 out of 5 shoe buddies for me.
Wow, it's such a great album.
Yeah.
It's a beautifully amazing album.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so let's talk about why I chose this record.
That's good. That's
to
a good
begin
start.
with. I don't remember because I was thinking as I prepared for this, why or how I got into her music, and I don't have a clear answer. I do think in the last couple episodes have illuminated this for me. I do think that I am partial to Kentucky artists. I do think that...
I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but that's literally my first question.
Yeah.
That I had written down for you.
Yeah, okay.
It was literally
yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt. Do you feel like you connect with artists more when they're from where you're from, like Kentucky or Florida?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know where that...
Yeah.
I thought about it this morning.
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about this a little bit, off mic, just the idea of place and roots, right? You're very proud to be from Pittsburgh. We've talked about it on mic too. And you don't choose where you're fucking born.
Nope.
But it becomes a part of you.
Yeah, it gets engulfed into your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Yeah, black and yellow will always be in my blood.
Yeah.
I don't have a choice.
No.
And I'm happy with the choice. I'm happy.
Is what it is, right?
It brings me happiness.
Well, and
home brings me happiness.
And the idea that, and we've discussed this briefly before on mic on this podcast, but the idea that we are both white, straight men and that were born in America.
Yeah.
We won the fucking genetic lottery.
Yeah.
Right? we have privilege on privilege on privilege.
Yeah.
Our lives are still challenging because we're people, but in terms of like the greater cosmic thing, we're fucking lucky. And I think that being born in Kentucky and growing up in Central Florida shaped me in such a big way that I'm proud of. Like, I'm happy to. I was just having a conversation the other day about why I use certain emojis. I don't do much emoji shit.
You never use emojis.
Very rarely, but I do an orange heart when I like
You
stuff.
do an orange heart, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's valid. That's valid.
It's a citrus thing. That's a
Okay.
Florida thing. I'll throw a gator in there every once in a while. Gator emoji every once
Checks
in a
out.
while. You know?
Chomp, chomp.
Yeah. And I feel a connection to this place that we're in right now, because this is where I grew up and most of my life has been spent here. But every time I get back to Appalachia, I'm like, oh. It's like the weight of the world just sort of like melts off of me. And I think part of that, which will get us into this conversation, part of that is that I was privileged also to be born in Kentucky in a really fucked up place and get fucked up by which I mean not a lot of economic opportunity,
right?
A lot of poverty, a lot of racism, through no fault of the people there, but the system and the life, you know, just the world. And then I got out.
Of course.
Through no merit of my own. My parents just moved to Florida because they had a different economic opportunity when I was a kid. So there is a draw to that place, and S.G. Goodman sings to that place like Tyler Childers in a big way.
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree, but can I also just... You really hit the nail on the head when you said it in that way of like getting out. With Pittsburgh, I did not look at it that way when I was first leaving. When I first moved down here from Pittsburgh, I was like, I was not ready to leave in my head, and I learned quickly that I was wrong, and it was the best thing that could have ever happened to me. But I didn't look at it as getting out until I started looking back on my childhood and like how I grew up and the friends that I had around me and the type of environment that I was in, that I started to realize like, oh, I did in a way get out. And in a way my dad got out because he was tired of shoveling the damn snow in the driveway. And my mom got out because she was tired of work. And we just moved and changed our lives. So that's a really interesting, insightful point that you just made about getting out. And there's a lot enveloped into that with this album.
Because also I think when I say getting out, I want to stress also that like my mother growing up always said, you know, both sides of my family are from Kentucky. It's all my roots are there, right? They've been there since like the 1500s.
Damn.
And almost none of us are there anymore. You know, there's like we've all gotten out, so to speak.
Sure.
And I think it's interesting to me to think about how much I feel a draw back there now.
Yeah.
While we were listening to this record, I was talking about how much when I go back there, it feels like home.
Right.
And it feels like I need to go back. And I don't know that I'm going to move back. I'm very happy here. Mm-hmm. Orlando is amazing. But when S.G. Goodman starts to sing about these kind of experiences, I mean, Snapping Turtle is a perfect example. When you hear her talking about these experiences and places that she grew up in Kentucky, it tugs at my heartstrings in a different way because it in some ways maybe romanticizes things, and I don't know how comfortable she would feel with that, but it romanticizes like some of that small town upbringing that I had. And even revisiting those places a couple years ago, I drove up there, even like the memories came flooding back from fucking 20, 30 years ago, dude.
Wow. And
it felt very much like I was at home.
Yeah. Well, I think that is home. I look at Pittsburgh as still home, and I've been in Orlando 20 plus years now.
That's pretty wild.
I will always look at Pittsburgh as home because it's like it's an armor that's built on you. You were given this armor of this blue collar mentality of not giving as much of a shit of the outside world as you do of the inside world and the world around you. And I think I took that with me, and I didn't realize that I needed that kind of armor to defend my hometown. You and I rip on each other all the time about the Jaguars and the Steelers and the football rivalry of it. But there is a deep,
and they're so close. Like in terms of like the mentality, of those places, the like lunch pail kind of mentality, very similar.
There's a deep burrowed sense of pride in feeling like you have armor of steel on you, and that you have to. For me, that's something that I've taken with me everywhere, and have had to defend. And I learned it, when I got down here, I learned, we went from talking shit on our own team because we were frustrated as Steeler fans. I'm getting way far away from SG real quick.
We'll get back.
But you get so engulfed in, judgmental and critical. That's Steelers fans are so critical. And then you step away from that area, and it's like you have to defend it with your life in a new home.
Yeah.
So, and Orlando's different, and I'm the same. I'm on the same boat. But I don't think I could see myself coming back. I don't. I want to go back to visit. I want to show Mariah where I grew up. I want to go see friends. One of my goals is to play a show in Pittsburgh in the next year, because I want to.
I didn't know that. That's fun.
Oh yeah, I'm working on it. We're making it happen.
I don't think you mentioned that to me.
It's been it's a new. I threw it out into the world. I said I want to play in Pittsburgh. Yeah, because I have friends up there who have been supportive, and
Yeah.
But anyway, I think there is a sense, with what SG is singing about on so many different levels, with loss and with being tired and busy and kind of feeling burned out and crashing and burning on that and having to go through that. A lot of times when it comes to those moments, and I can only say this so much, but being on tour myself, I love the travel and experience of it, and I love being a part of it. But once you start to do it so much, I can imagine you'd be like, all right, I need a breather. I need to go back home. So there is that case of like with the snapping turtle of needing to go back to your roots, which is the premise of this genre from the get-go, is roots.
Right. Yeah.
Appalachian folk country, really. Like there's but my thing, and I want to keep hearing what you were saying, but I will say about this album, one thing that I've noticed with the musicality is it is so modernized, and it is new, and it's like giving a bit of a breath of fresh air to Americana in a progressive way, and like let's infuse some psychedelic music, like you meant we were talking about while we were listening to it.
Yeah, the Rich Ruth influence, who played guitar in her band and was on my show, The Marinade, before. Like amazing guitar player.
Yeah,
and his sense of soundscapes comes through. And so, okay, I want to ask you about that, because we talked about the musicality of it while we were listening to the record, and it does come out. We had multiple conversations about harmonies. Can you talk about that, you as a singer, like what you heard in terms of the harmonies on this record?
I love the harmonies on this record because they're unique. That was the big attraction for me on this album is being able to take the lyrics and try to tease in a different way and try to, like, let's try doing different harmonies in different ways. One of my favorites that I mentioned to you while we were listening, one of my favorite tricks, I think, is when you're singing and then the one who's harmonizing comes in after you rather than right on point. Planting my love. It's like I love when things are off like that.
Yeah. Because
then you're basically layering it in a weird multi-dimensional way. You're layering what you're singing, and it just creates this beauty, in my opinion. But also, that's not easy. And that's something that I stand by with doing harmonies in general. It comes with a lot of patience, a lot of time, a lot of practice to try to get to the right key and to what works. Because it's not about one partner over the other singing better. You have to sing to make that one unified note sound the way you want it to sound.
It's like playing basketball.
Yeah.
You kind of, right?
No,
like,
very much so. There's a rhythm to it.
Yeah, there's a rhythm. Yeah.
Cohesion. There's everybody's on the same page, and if you're not on the same page, then you're not serving the song.
Yeah.
And something that Thomas Wynn was the first person to say it to me, and then Terry Binion said it.
So all of your mentors,
all of my two biggest mentors, yeah, they always stress to me, serve the song. You're not writing a song for yourself. I've said that before. You do write a song because you want to write it and because you enjoy writing it, but serve the song. Give the song its own character as well. So, like, yes, you are serving yourself, but serve the purpose of the song. If it fits the song, then it should be in there.
Yeah.
And what I find so riveting and exciting about what SG does is she goes outside of that box.
Yeah.
And challenges her vocals to be just a little off kilter, just a little bit, to make it eerie as hell and make you feel like, fuck, that's gritty, and there's a darkness to it, but also a light, and it's very, very pretty Appalachian folk. And I don't, like you said, I don't know if SG was going for that, but it is beautiful. The harmonies are beautiful. The vocals are eccentric and exotic and unique, and also very much traditional.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot rooted in tradition while also maintaining the tension of taking the risk, right? Like, so I think that's something that we were experiencing while we were listening, is that she does take a lot of risks, not only vocally but lyrically, and then also sonically on the whole record.
Totally.
There's a lot of risks.
Yeah, the big thing about risk too with SG is, and she says this on your episode with when you interviewed her on the Marinade, she had mentioned she mentioned how, in comparison to her friend Katie Pruitt, who is also one hell of a singer-songwriter,
unbelievable vocalist.
and yes, I could talk. We could spend time talking about Katie Pruitt.
We should do a Katie Pruitt
another
episode.
Yeah. We'll go get an album. Where she talks about on your episode about how they did like a songwriting challenge, and they're like, let's write a song a day. And Katie was like just pumping them out, just like getting songs out all the time. And as she realized, like, oh, I take my time with these songs, and I need to, and it shows just how meticulous she is as a writer. And then to take those very deep songs, and take them to a producer and bring in some amazing musicians.
I mean, Bonnie Prince Billy sings on this record. We mentioned Rich Ruth, Matt Pence, on and on and on.
To be able to do that and it come out the way that she wants it to, with the people who are supporting her on that, I think that's everything. Making albums, you can't do it on your own. Some people can, and I admire that. And I think that's cool, but the more ears who are pretty well rounded and well knowledged ears will help your album get further to where you want it to be. And I feel like there was some challenge on here. How can we make this song the best sounding song? How can we take these lyrics, which are deep and dark and tough, and create a home for them? I mean, that's what a song is. It goes hand in hand with us talking about home. Is, I think I brought this up before. The whole reason why I started Words and Music, which is now Life's Greatest Hits, was because in Eddie and the Cruisers, that 1980 something movie, he says, "Words and music, we need each other." I write the music, you write the lyrics. We need each other. I think it's very important to be able to find a cohesiveness, and SG definitely did with this music. The music stood out more than anything, but I will say in this listen with you, really diving into a lot of the things she was saying, and also after doing a little bit more research on SG and then listening to your episode on the Marinade, I feel like I learned so much about her.
Well, and she lays it bare here, I think, in a big way, which is a jumping off point to talk about a little more about the record itself. The way that she, and she talked about this on my episode of The Marinade with her, the way that she gracefully processes loss.
Yeah.
There's a lot of loss on this record.
Oh, a ton.
But it's still hopeful. And so I'm curious, as you listened, if you picked up on any of that and like how you felt about sort of if any songs jumped out at you, whether they're loss related or grief related or whatever, but that whole existential kind of undercurrent to the record, if anything jumped out at you.
All of it did. All of it stood out. First listen, when it first came out, Michael told me stood out so much for so many reasons. You asked, what songs really impacted me. Fire Signs, yeah, Fire Signs. Is it plural? Why am I blanking?
It's singular. It's Fire Sign.
Fire Sign.
Yeah.
Whew, it was a song of the week too.
Yeah.
You would think that I would know.
You said that's my jam when it first came
it's my
on.
fucking jam, dude. That song is so good.
Yeah.
It is one of my favorite songs of the year. Who put the fire out? I could go. We should turn that on right now. But to go back to a lot of the themes, the thematic elements on this album, grief and loss was the biggest. I think it was the biggest. I think it was the most powerful. And I don't think it's easy or as easy as people might think to make death and loss of any kind be the central theme of any type of art. Mm-hmm. It's tough. I always think about City and Colors, Body in a Box.
I mean, I know City in Color, but I don't know that.
The song Body in a Box, just put my body in a box. Like, on my dying day, just like, it's very deep. And I remember the song was heavy on my, on play for me when my uncle passed away. Because I just realized, even further, our mortality is short, and I know how you feel about death, and I know that
very comfortable with it.
I know that this conversation is not the easiest.
Totally comfortable with it.
I'm good. I'm gonna speak with my therapist later.
Yeah. Texting her right now.
Jordan said, "No." I don't think it's.
As soon as I officiate this guy's wedding, I'm out.
This guy sucks. God, I wanted to have a good episode. We just talked about death. Yeah. But
no, I love talking about death.
But you could tell just how much somebody means to them especially SG with Michael. Mm-hmm. And learning about, what happened and her talking about it on your episode, that was polarizing for me. That was so so heavy, and that's not an easy conversation. I think as an artist, you do have to keep in mind of I'm literally cutting open my vein and showing you. Mm-hmm. I'm taking my heart out and I'm putting it in this song, and I'm going to have to answer to it. If I have any media or any podcast interviewers or any type of media that's going to come my way, I'm going to have to answer to my decisions musically first and foremost, but also like why. You have to relive that. You have to relive the loss. And I would like to think that SG got to a certain point where she can be okay talking about it and singing about it and paying homage to, homage.
No, I think it's how pretentious you are. It depends on how you pronounce it. I think.
Wait, really? Paying homage?
Yeah.
Paying homage?
I say homage.
Every time I say homage, I think Amish, and I don't think it's appropriate.
I say homage.
Okay.
I have been
a bunch of white dudes from Orlando saying homage.
If I have enough whiskey, my accent is thick enough that when I say homage, it's a juxtaposition.
Homage, man. I'm not trying to crack.
I don't know. It can be quite charming.
I'm not trying to crack jokes in a very difficult conversational topic.
Her dog died, dude.
Yeah, that too.
And here you are making jokes about homage.
No, Paying homage.
Homage.
My point was, it's not easy to pay homage to somebody like that on the over and over again. So I imagine you have to get right with it, and you have to be able to get through the grieving processes, and this spilled out probably at a moment where she felt best to like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Or she wrote it and then could have held on to it, and then when she was ready, here comes this album.
Yeah.
Either way, music like this, you can't always go into a song being like, this is going to be about me and my life and the loss that I've had or the heartbreak that I've had, or this is going to be about somebody else. You have to let the song kind of figure itself out.
Well, that's one of the things that she does so well, I think, especially on this record. And I'm a big fan of her whole catalog. Like, I'm kind of an obsessive fan. Like, I think Old Time Feeling is one of my favorite records of the last 10 years.
It's a great album. And real quick, I told you this before we started listening to Planting by the Signs. I did not know Space and Time was SG's song.
Yeah.
I first heard it on Rustin' in the Rain, the Childers album from a couple years ago. I thought it was his. So I was really surprised, and I listened to it. I really, really love. I mean, I love when you hear the songwriter who. I love hearing the original.
Yeah, well, Kentucky got something to say, as I mentioned.
That's right.
The theme.
That's right.
The theme of the last couple episodes. And she gives him a shout out in the liner notes. Just a couple Kentuckians, but him specifically, he and his wife, about giving her a kick in the ass about this record and making sure that it comes to fruition. But I think that's one of the things, like, as I continue, I think this is her best work.
I think it is her best work.
As a big fan of hers, like, huge fan. And in fact, I might even say, and I'm going to say, and I won't regret this because I feel confident about it, other than Jason Isbell, in the last 5 years, she's my favorite artist.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That's big praise.
Yeah, it is.
You got Moreland, and you got
you got
Drive By.
Oh, you're gonna call me out on that too?
We got all.
Yeah,
I'm just pointing out all your favorites. I'm saying that because
those are my favorites. But yeah.
It's big praise.
Yeah,
and
they're all like 1A, 1B,
sure,
1C.
Sure. And what's really cool, but before, I do have a question for you, but I will say what was really cool about your episode with SG on the Marinade was how easy it was for both of you to just have a great conversation.
Oh my God, thank you.
SG was like so easy to talk to.
Oh my God, thank you, dude.
And you could tell she was genuinely interested in having the conversation. She wasn't distant. She wasn't shy. Didn't shy away from anything.
Yeah.
Kind of just like went right head on first with it, and also you talked about things that you wouldn't expect her to talk about. I didn't know she was friends with Katie Pruitt.
Yeah.
I didn't know she knew who Kelsey Walden was. We don't know. We don't a lot. When you're on the outside looking in, we don't know that artists are all connected somehow.
Yeah.
Before I met Gabe Lee and Caitlin Butts in person at You Got Gold, I didn't know that they were buddies.
Yeah.
But like now that I see them in the same room, I'm like, that makes sense.
Yeah, it makes
so
a
it's
ton
like
of
you
sense,
get. That was just a quick brag on my part.
It is a brag, but I'll go ahead and brag.
A little flex that I got to like be like, oh,
yeah.
Remember that? Remember that almost a year ago.
I'll go ahead and brag on Caitlin specifically because she's my buddy.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yeah. You've interviewed her too. Yeah, she's blowing up.
I sat in the front seat or the passenger seat of her car and interviewed her. I think everything about this record and everything about that conversation. So thank you so much for saying that it felt natural.
Oh, I mean it.
Because I know you do. You don't say shit you don't mean.
Sure.
But I think that it's rare. How do I phrase this? It's rare that I get kind of starstruck because I've interviewed a lot of my heroes, right?
Yeah, you have.
So I've gotten kind of used to being in the orbit of people that I respect so much. There are bucket list people, and she was one of them.
Sure.
And so to get to connect with this record that I think is as good as anybody that put anything out this year.
Right.
And also get to like talk with her. I'm glad you said that, because as we listened to the record this time, I was like, fuck, dude, you should have asked her about this and this and
Yeah,
this
you
and
start
this.
thinking about everything.
I started thinking about everything, and I was like, I listened to that record I got it before it came out.
Right,
for months.
I remember you held on to it.
Yeah, for months I listened
Yeah.
to this record, and I heard it differently as we sat and listened to it together, which is the point of the fucking show.
Exactly.
And successfully, I went, wow, I'm hearing different elements. Especially on it's a 2-disc record. So on side D, those last 2 songs really hit me in a different way. So I'm glad to hear you say that it felt like a natural conversation, because, buddy, I was starstruck.
Yeah.
You know,
Couldn't tell. And
Good.
I can say that because I've listened to a lot of your interviews, and I also know that I know you. And I know that, I know when you're in your head and when you're not.
True.
It did not. Well, I mean, that's just a comment.
Yeah.
I think it just comes with you are like you said, you are literally talking to the people you idolize and you look up to and appreciate their music, and you wouldn't give them the shout if you didn't think they deserved it.
Yeah, yeah.
On that episode, I mean, you started off talking about you were going through a tough time. You're dealing with some shit.
Yeah.
That kind of like set an even playing field, I think, for you both in a conversation. And sometimes when you do that, we don't know where you even don't know where it's going to go. You're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Somebody might receive it and try to like I remember you actually interviewed Caitlin Butts and you were going through a tough time. It was
the toughest time.
Toughest time.
Yeah.
And she was like reassuring.
Yeah.
You never know how an artist is going to react, because I think in their heads it's like, well, I'm your guest.
Yeah.
But SG did not act that way.
No, she did not.
And a lot of the artists that we listen to and appreciate don't act that way, but you never know. You know what I mean? You never know what you're going to get. And I think it really gave this like cool balance of like, hey, let's dive into some stuff. I loved the episode, and I'm very glad that I spent time listening to it yesterday and the day before. I split it in half. I really appreciated the way that the conversation went, especially with how deep it was about. It was about a lot of the of your backgrounds and where you're from and what that's like, and the type of loss that she dealt with losing Michael, and such a freak accident.
And that song Michael told me.
Yeah, it was so deep. And so that leads up to my big question for you. And it was something that came to mind while I was listening to it, is when you are talking with somebody, especially whom you look up to the way you do, or admire somebody the way you do, but you don't necessarily know them that well. What goes through your mind when they start giving you those type of verbal nuggets? I don't want to like be like, that she's giving you things to work with, but like when she started talking about what it was like to go through what you already knew in the song.
Yeah.
And she talked about like how deep that was. I just have to ask, like, what goes through your mind in that moment, and how do you stay, as an interviewer, how do you stay above the curve? Like, how do you stay above the curve to be like, I gotta know where this is gonna, I gotta try to, you still have to steer a ship.
Yeah.
So how do you go, what goes through your mind and how you go about that?
Well, I love that question. With regard to her specifically, and again, I'm glad that it came through that she's such a easy person to talk to. She's so,
right.
We talk a lot, especially in the singer-songwriter Americana world, about authenticity, right? That idea of like being who you say you are.
Yeah.
Sincerity is a better word that I'm borrowing from Drew Morgan talking about Tyler Mahan Co. And like that idea of being who you say you are.
Sure.
She does that.
Yeah.
Right? She is that. So when she's talking about Michael, or she's talking about her dog, or she's talking about her Substack, there's no bullshit with SG Goodman. And it comes out on the record too. There are moments in the record that are like flowery and like kind of beautiful, not kind of, incredibly beautiful. But it's still, it doesn't come across as like I'm trying to show you something.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just here doing this thing and you are taking it in. And I think one of the things that as an interviewer, I've learned is if I'm taking the time to interview somebody, and this goes back to ethics, it actually goes back to philosophy. And if there's any philosophy majors listening to this, I'm sorry if you don't like Immanuel Kant, but I'm a Kantian in this way.
You're such a Kant.
I'm such a Kant.
Sorry, I had to do it.
I believe in treating people as an end in themselves and not a means to an end.
Yeah.
So everyone is valuable in themselves. If we go to a place and achieve something together, cool, but I don't look at a person that I'm interviewing or talking to as like the next step on the ladder of whatever.
Right.
And I think when I'm talking to someone like S.G. Goodman, who like the very next day was doing interviews with like the New York Times and was on Trackstar and all these things that in society's mind would be a bigger deal than the marinade. If I had treated her like an interview subject in that way, or anybody, John Moreland or Joe Pug or any of these people that are like bucket list kind of people that I wanted to talk to, James McMurtry, Todd Snyder, who has been interviewed fuck ton his whole life. Yeah. And, I'm not speaking for him, but I'm sure he gets annoyed with the same goddamn questions. If you treat somebody as an end in themselves and not as a means to an end, I don't think about the end product, I guess, is what I'm saying.
That's a great answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's great. I think that's what makes you be able to do what you do. And that's what makes the marinade special. So you should be very proud of that.
Thank you.
Because that shines through, too. That's what I'm getting at, is that shines through. You are not the type of interviewer you're not in it for yourself.
No, I want to do the work.
Yeah,
and
you want to do the work.
And
that's really great, man.
I want to shine a light on somebody like S.G. Goodman, who, again, has gained a fair amount of notoriety over the last few years. But, dude, when I tell you that S.G. Goodman is one of my 5 favorite songwriters of the last 5 years, that's a big statement.
It's big statement.
I listen to a lot of music. I get a lot of pitches.
Yeah.
And when I got and the reason I got her was because whoever she was working with at the time, that escapes me right now. I'm so sorry. You're awesome. That pitch, I like threw my hands in the air and could not believe that I get because I've been trying to get her on for 5 years.
Sure.
No response, and then somebody reached out to me about it. That moment was this huge moment, So for her to be on the show was incredible, but also the record speaks for its fucking self.
It does, yeah. It does. The record really does speak for itself, folks. If you have not listened to this album, it is clearly equally both of our favorite albums of the year. Yeah. We both listened to a lot of albums. We've been sharing new music, like we said earlier in the episode, this past Friday, so many albums came out at once. I haven't even scratched the surface with a lot of them.
That Jeff Tweedy record, I'm only like 4 songs into.
I've listened to 2 songs of the new Marcus King Band album.
Yeah.
It's good so far. I'm just saying, like, I haven't.
There's
so much music right now, and I have to catch up. And I think for S.G. Goodman in particular with this album, I really wanted to spend time with it. We're getting at a point with these episodes where we are not just throwing curveballs at each other anymore. We're really diving into artists that I think we both want to get more, whatever we can do to help get the good music out there.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing, and I look in the last, especially with like Childers in the last episode, and real quick, everybody, thank you so much for all the
thank y'all
all the
so
great
much.
responses that we've had. We've had a lot of really great responses because some folks, I'm getting a little off topic here, but some folks have not looked at Snipe Hunter the way that we did, surprisingly. Not saying that it has that it didn't do well, but there's just been a lot of criticism, and I think our purpose is to bring on music that we love, that we want to get folks to like give a chance and find out more information on, you know, and also hear what we have to say. So I think when looking at this album, you had mentioned Planting by the Signs to me. I think it was like at the beginning of this year, maybe even last fall. How long did you have the album before?
I can't remember exactly when the record came out,
Okay.
but I had it for like 3 months before it came out.
Okay. But I remember you telling me about it. And I've listened to S.G. Goodman here and there, and I saw her at in Nashville last year for You Got Gold at the Ryman. I'm trying to remember what song did she do there? Oh, she did All the Best. It was a duo set, and she was the only one who was playing. They were playing electric guitar. Everybody was coming out with an acoustic guitar, and she came out, and it was a duo, and it was just awesome.
I wonder if that was Rich Ruth playing.
He was young. He looked a little younger, so I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know how old anybody is.
Yeah, we don't know. We don't know anymore.
Like I'm so.
I don't know. I could be way off. We're all.
Yeah. How old am I?
Age is relative.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know.
Time's a flat circle.
But I will say, like, that was the first time where I was like, oh shit, like, I should definitely do more. I should give more listens to S.G. Goodman, and I have, and I've looked into the 3 albums, and you saying that this one is her third is by far the best one. It is not by far, but it is the best one.
The best one, yeah.
It's the best album. You're right. It speaks for itself. It doesn't come easy for an album to be able to have legs, like an entire album from start to finish, and this one does. And I think that's really powerful. I do have to ask you, what were some of the big components for you of this album that make it as good of an album for you?
Well, I think that's a great question. Are you taking my job, Jordan?
Thank you. You know what I tell Mariah sometimes when she goes, that's a good idea. You know what I say?
Huh.
I say, I don't know if you know this. Good ideas are the only ones I have. She fucking hates it. No. Yeah. I've stopped it. Well, because I can't even say it anymore. I go, babe. She goes, don't.
Yeah, I would
don't even
that.
fucking.
Yeah, I'm not. Listen,
I'm like,
good
ideas are the only ones I got. No, I've been saying that.
I'm the single one.
The truth.
You're about to get married.
But the truth is, I've been saying that.
It's working.
I've been saying that to my parents since I was in high school. So I think that's like I just. So I tried it with Mariah one time, and she didn't like it as much. But it's funny. We have fun.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think the biggest thing that makes that okay, so I want to answer your question looking at her body of work.
Yeah.
As a super fan, right? I think the biggest thing about this is and this is something I was thinking about the Jamie Harris's most recent record, and I had Jamie on the show a couple years ago, and she's in my mind a lot just because I have this picture of her and me when I interviewed her, and Mary Gauthier took the picture, which was incredibly exciting because I think Mary Gauthier is a fucking goddess, you know, like it was a really amazing moment. Her partner, Mary Gauthier,
right on.
And so I look at that picture, and it was the lowest point in my life, like by far. Right? Like, I didn't think I was going to survive. And then I think about where I am now and the music that has come along with me on that journey.
Yeah.
Because right now I feel fucking great.
Yeah.
So I think about that. And you've been there the whole journey.
You're killing it, dude.
Yeah, thanks, bud. So I think about that whole journey, and I think about the music that's been a constant companion. And a lot of the music that has been a constant companion has been music made by people who are not trying to conform to anything,
right,
that are doing the thing they want to do and are telling the stories that they need to tell. So that Jamie Harris record is it opens with a 7-minute song about her hometown. 7 fucking minutes. That's the album opener.
Yeah.
Like, it's a bold move, and this record does that in different ways. And I think when I look at this record and I look at Heaven's Song to end the record, that song goes on and on and on and on, and you're at the end of the record, but you're still enraptured by it.
Yeah.
And so I think what stands out to me about this, even as juxtaposed with her other records, which I listened to this morning again, is that she just went, here's the shit I'm going to do. Are y'all here? You ready for this ride?
Yeah.
And what has happened, I think, is that people have been like, hell yeah. Every one of us has gone, yeah, I'm on this ride. Let's do it.
Yeah. And it's a ride. It is a straight up ride from the jump with Satellite. So good.
Satellite,
It's so
Fire
good.
Sign, I Can See the Devil, Snappy Turtle are the
just-
first four songs on the record.
Well, and I'll admit something when we were listening, folks, that after Jason flipped the second side B, and that one ended, I think I was just so like in it that I thought we were done.
Like that could have been the record.
And I went and used the restroom, and I came back, and I was like, all right, we ready to roll? And you were like, we still have half a record to go, as if I hadn't been listening to this album. So I had a moment where I was dumbfounded. And I was like, how am I thinking that we're already done? And you know what it is? It's that it's pulling a lot of strings.
Yeah.
A lot of heartstrings, and as I have said many a time, I am a glutton for nostalgia. I feel a constant need the older I get to dive back into my childlike self and try to like hold on to some memories that that's why I love wrestling. That's why I love Star Wars. A lot of the things that like are so shiny to me as stories.
Yeah.
I just find it entertaining. And so like it gives me a sense of comfort. I think there is something to be said with this album. Even with the song Michael Told Me, I mentioned to you that it could have lived in the 90s.
Yeah.
It could have lived in an era where, and that's not just because of it's not the content so much as it is the way she sings.
Yeah.
There's something very reminiscent that brings me back to like Natalie Imbruglia with
Michelle
Torn
Branch.
and Michelle Branch. Yeah, like, and I
Yeah.
don't know why. Like, it's not like I don't know if that is any type of influence on SG. I wouldn't be surprised either which way. But there is I think the whole point of it is that there's a nostalgia to it. And there is something to be said for, I've only been to Kentucky a handful of times now. I never went as a kid. Because Mariah's from Kentucky, I have a newfound appreciation.
Just because of Mariah, everybody?
Yeah, that's it. That was it. No, man, because of a lot of reasons. Because of the music that we listen to as well.
I know, that was a joke about...
I know, I just jumped
also
over
from
it.
Kentucky.
I'm trying to jump past it.
Okay.
No, of course you. And just the admiration I have for that area of the country now, which is something I never knew that I would have, I think. But I do get a sense with this album of home and a homeliness to it, of being able to like curl up in a ball and literally just like go somewhere else with this album. Go to a different place with the album where you're comfortable and you're able to kind of like internalize yourself and deal with your own shit. Again, that's what making music is all about. And I've said that. The reason why I love music is because I find something that I connect with in somebody else's pain, joy, triumph, good beat, good sound. I find myself in those in my own way, my own direction. I think we all do that, or I would like to think we all do that, while also really appreciating the artist and their point of direction.
Man, curling up is such a great metaphor.
Thank you.
Yeah, I like that a lot. The idea of like
holding it and just
you're sort of in the fetal position. You're spooning this record.
Spooning this record while you're listening to it. Not a lot of records can do that.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of
the
records
record's
can
spooning you, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, the record is sonically
spooning
spooning you.
Yeah.
Wow, that was quite an outlook.
Yeah.
We really went far.
We did. We be doing that.
We be doing that. Man, this is fun.
It is fun. Okay, so any last thoughts about the record or questions? Anything you wanted to bring up before we sort of tease the next episode and put a bow on this thing?
Yeah, well, just I think I do want to go back to I talked about like bringing a producer in to your music and what that does to it. I think SG and Matthew Rowan and all the people that she has working on this record with her, they were able to do it without diluting her. They harnessed around her. The music in this album, which does have, I think, some similarities and a lot of differences between her other two albums. The music in this album hugs SG.
Yeah.
And I think that's the whole fucking point. You know what I mean? Like, that's the whole point of the album from my perspective. That was probably my last thing. I think there's definitely something to be said for, especially with Appalachian music, this passing the torch or passing stories down from one person to another, from one artist to another. Here's my stamp of history from Hickman, Kentucky, where I went through this, and I'm stamping this as something that's going to last way longer than me. And I think there's something to be said for that. No matter where you are from, where you currently reside, what you do for a living, we are all just trying to make some sort of imprint in this world. That's why people have kids. That's why people are trying to start families.
Legacy,
You're creating a legacy. And I think this very much, Planting by the Signs, shows that SG was looking for legacy there.
Yeah, and the idea that there's so much about existentialism in the record, it ties in completely to what you were saying, right?
Yeah.
Like, again, you're making this document this like magical document that is gonna hopefully live on for generations,
Right.
because your time is fleeting. And the theme of loss and grief and all of the things that come out so beautifully on this
very
record.
eloquently.
Just like, she is an incredible writer. Like, I think I'm pretty good at it. When I hear something like S.G. Goodman writing a song, when I listen to this whole record, or Old Time Feeling, or Teeth Marks, whatever, all these records, that's where I want to get. You know, like, that's how you write. That's how you tell a story.
It's your North Star.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
Star. Yeah, she's that good.
That's
she's
awesome.
That good, man.
It's awesome that you can recognize that for any songwriter of any level, whether you're doing it for just personal interest and you just love doing it, or if you're actually trying to make something of your music and what you're doing with it. I don't think it matters as long as you're able to identify what you're aiming for. You know, and we spend I don't think we spend as much time admitting who our North Stars are, because we don't want to lose the credibility that we might have as writers and artists, because we're like, no, it's original. Original.
Yeah. I wrote this song.
It is original. Anyone that's Taylor Goldsmith, anyone that's making anything new only breaks something else. It's one of my favorite lyrics of all time. And when he sang it at Bourbon and Beyond Festival when we were on the bachelor trip, I fucking cried my eyes out when he said it, because it is literally what I live. We have to live by that as artists. We have to identify that what we're making is literally, it's been done, but you're making it yours.
Yeah.
You're not copywriting. You're not you're not taking or stealing. You literally have to sing somebody else's, in my opinion, you'd have to take somebody's song and be like, and sing it as it is and be like, that's my song. That's thievery.
Yeah.
But if you're paying homage to homage, if you're paying homage to your North Star, you're trying to get there. I'll just say this really quickly too, and then we can get into what we're getting down on, if that's cool with you.
Okay, great.
But you, oh my gosh, we just had this conversation. You and I did. Oh man, we have to pause. I'm blanking again.
It's okay.
It was about. Oh yes, okay. So it's about your ceiling, I think, and you know, in this era of my music career, I'm thinking a lot about my ceiling, where what ceiling is above me now? What ceiling do I want to have above me in the next 5 years? 2027, I want to be touring with Jason Isbell. I've said it. I'm trying to put it into the universe. That's just an example. I think I expressed this to you before that, I set the standard for myself of like, if I could get somewhere in between BJ Barham of American Aquarium and Jason Isbell's success, I don't need to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I just want to be in that cloud, in that North Star with the artists that I admire.
Yeah.
And then
the best doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
like, and then like John Prine is like on another star in my book. Like he's like,
That's an off mic conversation, by the way. I got so much more to say about that.
Sure. We could talk about all these things. The whole point is like an artist needs to identify their ceiling of what is above them now and what they want to be above them in the future. Yeah. And if you don't lose sight of that, you'll never doubt yourself at all.
Yeah.
I go back to what Tim Berry said. If you think you're an imposter, you are.
Yeah.
Then you're right. And so I really admire that, and I stand by that. And I think SG is far from that. So that's just my 2 cents.
That's kind of perfect
of the album. Yeah.
What's been going on with you, buddy?
Man, getting married. I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
What?
That's the big thing.
I don't have my invite.
You don't?
No, just kidding.
We were worried about that because you're officiating. We were like, well, we can't forget about Jason, what he's doing.
I don't know if I have an actual invitation. It doesn't matter.
You marked attending.
I have emails and stuff.
You got it.
Yeah. I don't have like a Bucket is.
I just caught Bucket
off
the couch.
Bucket is.
I think he scared himself.
Parkour Bucket over here.
Parkour.
No, I've been spending a lot of time preparing to officiate your wedding. To put you at ease.
Thank you. No, yes, Jason Earle is officiating,
writing and studying.
He's officiating Maya and Mariah's wedding, and we're very honored to have him be there and be such a pivotal part of the day. And we're in the trenches just trying to get everything done right now. We got a couple weeks to go. And I can't believe it because we've been engaged for what feels like forever. Yeah. It's really only been since last February, but it's still it feels like it's been a long time coming, and we're just ready. We're ready for the day. We're ready to get there.
How are you navigating that? Because I know it's a lot, right?
I'm treading softly, my friend. I'm treading lightly as much as I can, and just be as supportive as I can, and as loving and really put in the time. It is not easy. It's one thing to put on a show. I think I told this to Tyler because Tyler got married around this time last year. Tyler Hood. Yeah. That like it's one thing to put on a show. It's another to put on an event with all of your favorite people in the world and all the people who mean something to you in your life and everybody to some capacity. You want them to enjoy it just as much as you're doing it, but also it's your day, so you have to like. Just enjoy. It's a weird concept. I keep getting asked, how are you feeling about it? How's it going? Like people at work, like, how's the wedding coming? Are you ready? And it's like, man, I am, because I'm not that I'm tired of you asking, but I just keep getting asked.
You want to get it done.
So I'm like ready to, I'm ready to roll. Let's roll, baby. I know I want to
do this thing.
Let's go.
Let's do this thing.
I'm very excited to enjoy the day with my family and friends and everybody who's going to be there. It's going to be a very special, probably easily I can already say it's going to be the best day of my life. Like there's no doubt of that. So yeah, it's all coming together. Very excited for our rehearsal dinner. We're doing it's all black themed, but it's casual. And we're going to have karaoke at the Elks Lodge down the street from where we live.
And steps from where we are right now.
Yeah. And man, just getting ready. And I'm very much looking forward to celebrating the day with everybody who was there. Yeah. And have my groomsmen by my side, have you by my side, and just enjoy love and enjoy life. And it's going to be a really special moment. Hell yeah. Other things that I'm getting down on in terms of like art and whatnot. So far, we talked about a lot of new albums out. A couple weeks ago, Cole Chaney released an album called In the Shadow of the Mountain. And I will admit, I was a little unsure about Cole Chaney with his first go at a couple albums. I really was like, I don't know how I feel. Like it's good. It's good, but I'm not like a fan. I'm not like, oh, I'm going to dive into this. That album came out and it got some praise, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna pay it some more attention, and I did, and I really like it. It's a good
Nice.
album. So yeah,
Cool.
maybe give it a shout, give it a check out, and give it
Yeah.
a listen. Cole Chaney's In the Shadow of the Mountain, or the Shadow of the Mountain. I think that's what it is. Good album though.
We'll
Highly
check it
recommend
out.
it. Yeah, definitely check
Everybody
that
just
out.
Google it.
Yeah, just Google Cole Chaney, it'll come
Yeah.
up. How about you? What are you getting down on? What's
Man,
going on with you?
I mean, music-wise, I've been trying to branch out quite a bit. That new Geese record that came out yesterday, I've been really into. And then Kirby Baby's record that came out a couple weeks ago, I've been really into. I am reading, and I hope this is okay, Jeff Pearlman. I am reading Jeff Pearlman's forthcoming book.
Okay.
I'll edit this if it's not okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm breaking rules.
I didn't mean to interrupt you on it.
I don't know if I'm fucking this up.
Whatever, fuck it.
And I don't think I've told you the second thing I'm gonna say.
Oh.
All right. So, I have been fortunate enough to have 2 advanced copies of books that I'm excited about.
Hell yeah.
Jeff Pearlman's book, Only God Can Judge Me, about Tupac Shakur. I am obsessed with this book. I was reading it. Jordan and I flew to his bachelor party together and I was reading the book the whole time. I'm getting close to finishing it.
Brother. He is just.
Bucket is good at being a roadblock. He is my little personal roadblock. That book is incredible. So John Bernstein has sent me is going to send me a copy of his authorized biography of Justin Townes Earle. And
damn,
I'm beyond honored that he trusts me with this project, and he's going to come on the show. It's going to be amazing. So I've got Jeff Pearlman, who like broke the John Rocker story for any baseball fans out there. I've got John Bernstein coming on the show. I am completely overwhelmed with gratitude
so
with
cool,
all the
man.
cool shit that
It's
people are
so
trusting
cool.
me with. So thank you everybody for just giving a shit and caring about this work. So yeah, that's what I got going on.
That's
and
great, man.
we have great news that we have another episode in the works. And
We do.
Can you tell me what album you have chosen for the next episode?
I can do that. I will give a fair heads up to everybody who's still listening. As of now, it's not official, but as of now, we are going to take October off from Life's Greatest Hits.
Yes.
I have the wedding coming up, and then we have a big honeymoon. We might have 1 week at the end of the month where we might be able to knock this one out.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
we're going to kind of leave it up to chance. And if it
yeah.
doesn't happen, then we'll shoot for November.
Yep.
Which is all good.
Which opens up.
I'm basically taking October off. I'm not playing shows. I played my last bar gig 2 nights ago. My next big show is at Judson's Live in downtown Orlando at the Dr. Phillips Center on November 19th. Tickets are available now. Other than that, I don't have anything coming up. I'm going to take a good old break from the world, I think, for a month of October and just enjoy the love of my life, you know? But I will say, yes, it is my turn. And when this album came out, I remember saying on social media that I think this is going to be an album we need to discuss. And after seeing
I know. We're going
after seeing
Sorry, Bucket is being Bucket.
It's okay. After seeing Lucero live
together
a few weeks ago at the Social here in Orlando to a sold-out crowd. That was awesome, and everybody sang every word. It was just fucking great.
Shout out Ben Montgomery. Shout out Seth Gill.
Records
shout
Revisited.
Out Jessica Lee Mayfield.
Oh,
who
yeah.
opened the show.
Yeah, it was great. Because of that, I've been listening to a lot of Lucero and a lot of Ben Nichols, and that has made me decide to choose In the Heart of the Mountain, Ben Nichols' solo release this year. I love this album, and I have so many things I want to discuss on it that he's done, and I'm just very, very excited to talk about it. So, yes, we are going to listen to Ben Nichols' In the Heart of the Mountain on the next episode of Life's Greatest Hits. I'm very excited about it.
I'm super excited about it as well. It's also on Secretly Canadian, which is the Jason Molina label. So,
oh, shit.
yeah, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Man,
How about
Jason
that
Molina
shit?
just keeps hanging out, you know? He's here.
I mean,
That's great.
I just ordered a Will Johnson record, Diamond City. Just came the other day.
Well,
and
you were wearing the Will and Jason shirt while we were on the plane, too.
I was
remember that,
indeed.
yeah.
Yeah.
All full circle, folks.
Yeah.
You know, real quick before we go, I did want to say this. We didn't get to talk about it while we were listening to SG Goodman. There's, Jason has a few hat racks at his door.
I'm bald.
And there, it doesn't matter. I'm wearing a hat. I wear hats all the time. There's this camo hat at the bottom of the rack, and I couldn't see from where I was sitting who it was for or who it was of. And I went, What's that hat? I've never seen that. And he goes, SG Goodman.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh, shit. And it says
Yeah.
Hickman, Kentucky on it. I just thought that was a funny moment.
It is super fun.
While we listened to Planning by the Signs, which, folks, if you have not listened to this album and, you took all this time to listen to our take on it, at this point, you need to do yourself a favor and go listen to this album.
And buy a copy.
Yeah, totally. It is on my wish list to buy this album on vinyl. That is a goal of mine before the end of the year, so I'm going to make that happen. But we really appreciate you all listening and tuning in, and we hope you're enjoying the episodes as much as we love talking on them and doing them. And we just thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing your life's greatest hits with us, everyone.
Peace.
Cheers.
Good.
That was great.
Good episode.
That was great.
Good episode,
Dude,
brother.
that was really good.
I felt really good. Felt energized.